The alternative is a lot worse.
Don't worry, they're good people. Did you meet the new commander? Nothing is so until it happens. Where is that half-wit? Where is it?
Damn the luck. I was hoping for a quick stab and go, but it seems the Councillor might actually know something about Ulron. So Councillor Dolvra does know something about Vea's brother. Damn it all. Now I suppose you want to actually talk to her before I execute the walking pile of pond scum. Of course we do. I specifically waited for you to arrive because I figured that would be the case. Still doesn't mean I'm happy about blurring the line between helping Vea and performing my duty as a Morag Tong. We discovered that the next meeting of the High Council will take place at the consulate outside Balmra. The war clause and the Ashlander abuse aren't completely sanctioned by the House, and Dolvra was present when Ulron was exiled. Not a bad haul. That means we have to get Dolvra to spill her guts before I spill her guts. Just keep your wits about you, hero. Dolvra wields her feminine charms the way I wield my daggers. Don't let her seduce you into doing something stupid before I end her.
I can't remember her name. The pretty one.
something?
Be quick with your questions, hero. When I slip in, so do my daggers.
You must be here about those pesky patrol schedules. After all that clandestine correspondence, it's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. Now, come. Well, look at you. I'm impressed. The last person House Dres sent over was so much more scruffy. I have a meeting with House Halalu shortly, but I think I can spare a few more moments for you. To seal our partnership, you understand. Oh, you do you? And why in oblivion would I tell you anything about that? You're obviously not my afternoon appointment. You'd best take your leave before I have my soldiers throw you into the swamp. Ulron's dead? That's news to me. All I know is that Ulron was tested and found wanting. He decided that the life of an Ashlander was more important than that of a Redoran soldier. We stripped him of his rank and banished him from Vardenfell. Everyone knew Ulron cared more about those savages than he did for members of his own house. But what does it matter who tested his loyalty? He failed and paid the price for his poor choices. Now, tell me what this is about before I get really angry.
That's what you're wearing? All right, but it's your funeral.
How dare you! I'm a lord of House Redoran, the Morag Tong.
The Morag Tong issued the writ with your name on it. You do remember that House Redoran frowns upon slavery these days, yes? Take another look around, hero, and see if you can find anything else related to Ulron.
Keep it down. You'll wake the dead.
Keep your weapons sharp and
More proof that Dolvera was in bed with both House Halalu and House Dres.
I try not to be superstitious. That brings bad luck.
That's Captain Briven's seal. I suppose our evil counselor courted favor wherever she could find it. The good Captain Briven appears to be more involved in Ulron's fate than I had imagined. He never struck me as the type to use murder and deceit to get ahead, but that's the problem with greed. It causes decent people to make stupid choices. Or he's trying to hide something. The letter mentioned an intact squad sent to scout the old fort. You need to get out there and see what those soldiers know before Briven gives them new orders and they disappear. I suppose she's probably pulled tight as a bowstring waiting to hear something. Go talk to Vea while I present my writ to the authorities. I can't wait to see the look on the Redoran Magister's face when I tell him what his counselor was up to.
Is someone out there? I seem to have locked myself in. Who's out there? Oh, no, never mind. I don't care. I just want to get out of here. It's dark and it's cramped and it smells like an Argonian's armpit. I recognize that voice. I knew you'd come and find me. As for my current predicament, how was I supposed to know it was a trap? The door slammed shut and locked behind me. So, do a dark elf a favor and open the door like a good apprentice? Please? There's probably a button or something nearby. In my experience, there's always something pushable. I remember seeing Daedric symbols on plates along the wall. Try pushing a button that's divisible by 3. 3 has always been lucky for me. Now you're just trying to prolong my agony. Divisible by 3. Try pushing the 6th panel from the left, or the 3rd panel, or maybe the 8th panel. Any of the panels in a position that's divisible by 3. Another obstacle overcome by the great narsis dren. I find that escaping from an ancient trap really gets the heart pumping, provided it doesn't take too long, of course. I couldn't have done it without your relatively minor contribution. Thank you. Indeed, Veloth Tomb. Now we need to locate the hidden passages mentioned in the scroll, and the relics of Saint Veloth will be mine. To write about in my next book, of course. Stick close, apprentice. These tombs can be dangerous to the unwary. I could tell you, but I work on an instinctual level. I know relics of historic value when I see them. Apprentice, you lead the way. I expect that locked door was the worst this tomb has in store for us. It's smooth sailing from here, I'm certain. Ah, yes, the old scroll. It did mention hidden passages. That's what attracted me in the first place. So I'll look for relics in hidden passages, while you keep an eye out for any unexpected dangers. See? We make a great team, apprentice. Ooh, this might be Veloth's long sought-after right pauldron. Ooh, remarkable hanging. Early Second Era, perhaps? Ah, the main chamber must be down these stairs. Now this is a burial chamber. We just need to find the entrance to the hidden passages. According to the old scroll, there's a secret entrance that leads to the hidden passages somewhere in this chamber. I don't see any obvious lever or switch. That's too bad. Examine anything that looks unusual. That harp, for instance. That's an odd accoutrement for a burial chamber. I also spot an old tome strategically placed for our reference. Interesting. I need to supervise. You are my apprentice, after all. Now get down there and find the hidden passage. Only the richest, most well-to-do families could afford to hide their true resting places so that no one could disturb or defile them. Imagine. Historical research isn't defilement. It's enriching the knowledge of future generations. My calling is noble and above reproach. It says so in my very first book. Now go find that entrance. I doubt there's anything related to Saint Veloth in this chamber. Still, the inscription on that pedestal might reveal something. Do give it a look, apprentice. Perhaps that dusty old tome will suggest suitable offerings. Dust makes me sneeze, so you should take a look. The brazier ignited. That's a good sign. You're a natural, although I suppose my mentoring has honed your talent. Ah, did you look at the book? A true dungeon delver would have gotten it right on the first try. Happy to see the ancestors aren't materializing. I find ghosts to be rather boorish. Oh, well done. Perhaps I should charge for my tutelage. We did it! On to the Undertomb, apprentice! No dawdling, apprentice. There's treasure nearby. I can practically smell it. Isn't it exciting? We're the first living creatures to set foot down here in more than 100 years. This will definitely get an entire chapter in my next book. And that surprises you. Haven't you read my books? This is very similar to that time I unearthed the secret chambers of the Master Thief of Elsewhere. A pity my apprentice on that excursion refused to heed my advice. Walked right into a nasty trap. Going first? That's an honor I wouldn't dream of denying you. And I'll be right behind you, offering advice and watching for opportunities to teach valuable lessons. You won't get this kind of an education at any university or academy. Something along those lines. But he was too eager, running ahead before I could offer him the advantage of my experience. You don't seem to have that quirk. In fact, quite the opposite. It seems like you want to stand here and talk forever. Nothing important in there. An ornate coffer. I'll take a look while you deal with any other issues that may arise. Keep your eyes peeled for traps, apprentice. Pity that old scroll didn't include some sort of map. You keep bringing up that strange Nord woman. I believe she said she found the scroll at a shop in Sadrith Mora. Once she noticed the ancient Elven, she brought it to me straight away. What? No, of course not. She'll get a thank you in the fine print. But I translated the scroll. I braved the dangers of the tomb. I did all the hard work. With some help from you, which I will gladly acknowledge when I write this thrilling tale. I'm sure you can handle this. Well, that's not something you see every day. Great opportunity for you to impress me, though. I believe I see the treasure vault on the other side of this chamber. Away, foul creatures! The police have been drowned more, I'm sure of it. Damn these trap spaces and their tempting gaps. I hate to be a bother, but could you get me out of here, please? So good of you to notice. I'm quite proud of my ability to turn any situation into a dramatic scene for my next book. Anyway, I believe you'll find another series of wall plates to push in the chamber to my right. That's a rather ungrateful attitude, after I graciously agreed to take you under my wing. If you don't let me out, however, we won't be able to use the key I found in here. I'm quite certain it opens the way into the next section of the tomb. Almost certainly. The scroll clearly described a final treasure vault, and we haven't come across anything like that yet. So, do a dark elf a favor and go push a wall plate. It's the second one from the left. Or is it the right? Ow! Something just shocked me. No! What are you doing out there? All right, that was just mean. Ouch! Try pushing the correct button this time. I found a jeweled glove and a sturdy key. Let's see if it opens the way into the next section of the tomb. Ah, sweet freedom! Onward! You deal with this. I wouldn't want to deny you a chance to demonstrate your impressive combat prowess. So many spirits. Why they prefer tombs like this is beyond me. Tiles set in the floor. I've seen this before. Panels on the walls. Do you see any differences? I suppose the order is important, but a few of the panels have fallen into disrepair. Think of the stone tiles set into the floor as a giant locking mechanism. We just need to determine the proper combination to open the way forward. Of course, there's probably some kind of conundrum built in. Of course! But no two puzzles are ever exactly the same. The scroll described a proper path to ancient honors. Or was it to honor the ancients? No matter. Close enough. We just need to determine the correct order in which to walk the stone tiles. That's where the conundrum comes in. Check the panels on the wall and see if they provide any insight. I'll supervise and run through the huge catalog of adventure obstacles and how to counteract them. I memorized it for just such situations. That's it. Just step in the proper order and the way will be opened. See that flash of gold? A blessing from St. Veloth for sure. Come to Narsis, you beautiful golden head, you. And look, another passage opens. That will lead to the treasure vault most assuredly. I'm just guessing, mind you, but I dare say that skull belonged to a son or grandson of St. Veloth. What a spectacular discovery! Nonsense! Did you see it? Emeralds for eyes, covered in gold! It's better than anything in my collection. Don't let odd sounds disturb you. I learned long ago to just hum the tune to the Red Mountain drinking song and keep moving forward. There are no people like us. We solved the puzzle and uncovered the secret. You did all the work, of course, but I had it figured out the moment we entered the chamber. I was ready to help if you needed it. Now, let's see what's waiting inside. To the ancient crypt! My next book is going to be a trilogy for Well, this isn't at all what I expected. This place is ancient. These must be Veloth's earliest ancestors. I'll perform a thorough historical examination while you deal with any inconveniences that happen on the way. I expected your technique to be a little more graceful than that. Preserved bodies, not cremated ashes. A technique that predates the earliest Dark Elves. Oh dear, I don't like the look of this. I'm sure you can manage. They have to have vital parts! This is disappointing. Where's all the treasure? Nothing but some broken crates and an old well. Narsis Dren never fails like this. I blame you, apprentice. My translation was nearly perfect, so how could this be? Where are the relics? The treasure? There's nothing here but some busted old crates and a decrepit old well. No, that's impossible. Ancient scrolls lead to discovery and treasure, not disappointment. I blame you, apprentice. You obviously don't have the attitude and temperament necessary to make great discoveries. You've ruined my expedition. Isn't that a noble sentiment? But noble sentiments don't pay the bills or sell my books. You wouldn't understand. You have no sense of what it takes to do what Narsis Dren does. You're nothing more than an apprentice. Of course! Narsis Dren and the Well of Gold! One of my earliest adventures. Why didn't I think of that? I take back everything I said. You are a good apprentice. Now, let's see what they hid away in that old well. I think you're right, apprentice. There's no water down there, and I definitely see a gleam of... Hey! I assume that was a mistake on your part. I reiterate my earlier observation. You're a terrible apprentice. Hello? Is anyone there? A little help, please?
Borfrey, now is not the time to take a break. Narsis will be out soon, I'm sure. It's good to see you again. Finished exploring the tomb. But where's Narsis? I do miss that dark elf terribly, you know. That sounds like my Narsis. Always wanting to explore just one more nook and cranny. I assume he'll be along shortly for one of my shoulder rubs. Allow me to pay you for your service. It is the standard rate for Narcis's apprentices.
Did you know that the Dark Elves make jelly out of scribs? You'd think bug jelly would taste awful. But spread it on bread and, oh, it's divine.